International Women's Day today. What kind of impact has Coach Rahman had on both you and your staff in these 4 years?
Yeah, shout out to all the ladies out there, in the world, but especially in the world of basketball. Sonia has made a huge impression on this group. I love her work ethic. I love her care factor for our guys. She's assumed so many different roles for us. Over a course of 4 seasons with us now. It's scouting, it's player development, it's analytics, it's taking all the things that she was able to accomplish at a high level in college basketball and bring it here to the NBA. I mean, she's brought so much new knowledge to us, the way to view the game. There's some individual projects we've been challenging ourselves with as a staff over the years, and she kind of takes reins of those and runs with them, finds the video, the data to bring it in. Her voice is continuing to grow so much with the confidence and the relationships with our players and our staff, and she's got this unbelievable personality. We can be connected with basketball, but knowing our histories as families and growing up and world travels, it's been fun to develop a relationship with her outside of the lines. Obviously basketball, as I said, brings us together, but her personality is just one that's infectious with everyone in our organization, staff included. We spend so much time together, but seeing her connect with so many other people in the Grizzlies the last couple of years and the impression she's made on them is one of my biggest takeaways and one of the things I'll always remember so far. And we got many more years together for sure.
Just to piggyback off of that, I think when Niele was hired, she was like the 9th female assistant coach in the league. Are you proud of the progress that's been made? Where do you think things stand right now? How do you feel about sort of the future of women coaching in the sport?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been progress, but you should never say it's enough. There should always be more progress, especially with the equality initiatives that the Coaches Association is fighting for, hiring practices, interviewing practices. I hope there's more women on the sidelines. Watching women's college basketball now, the competitive nature, at the NCAA level, but the WNBA, love seeing what Becky Hammond's doing, with the Aces, back-to-back champions. When I actually saw a game there last summer, and the excitement, from the fans, but when you're watching it, it's high-level basketball, and the women that are coaching at all different levels, they have so much to give to this game, and they give so much of themselves to this game, and I'm so excited that we've had Niele, even though it's just for a year, and Sonia, but we have so many other female staffers, in so many different departments here with the Grizzlies, but there's more. It's always about finding the best people, but there's so many women out there that give so much to this game, that can give so much more to this game, and I hope there's more progress to be made.
Taylor, I know he's listed as doubtful for tonight, but Luke has shot the most threes he shot in his career on both a per minute, per possession basis since coming to Memphis, and in that there's been a lot of adjustment periods from coming here via trade mid-season and then coming back from injury earlier this season, and then now taking on more on-ball responsibilities while climbing up the opponent's scouting report. Just what has it been like just trying to integrate a shooter like Luke and really tapping into him shooting, just letting it fly more often?
Yeah, it's awesome to have someone of Luke's caliber and capability on our rock. We got to get him the ball more. That's what it comes down to. And I think his transition last year mid-season, trying to get acclimated to our system and the aggressiveness we wanted to play with, it takes some time to kind of feel out your new teammates. Where you're going to be getting your shots, how you can make an impact on both sides of the floor. But obviously with he was the best three-point shooter in the league last year statistically. And coming to this year, as our teams navigated ups and downs and role adjustments are out there. I've talked to him at nauseum about his adaptability from being a starter, playing off the ball starter as more kind of a point guard with him and kind of Vince tag team in that point guard position, coming off the bench when he's been sidelined for some stretches throughout the year. I think he's getting into a comfort zone. That's a credit to him, all the work he's been putting in. He's got a feel for who he is as a player, despite what's going on with our roster right now. I think the recent stretch, you see him getting the ball more, being more aggressive when the ball's in his hands, us calling more plays for him, his teammates finding him more. It's just his adaptation, which has been awesome to see, and we need more of it. I think he's got a huge impact on our roster. We saw it last year, but even despite what we're going through this year, he's got a big, impact on the offensive side.
Now you're short on bodies and adding Wenyen. Is he likely to play tonight? Or is it kind of too quick of a turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, I think where we're kind of at, we're hopeful and would expect Luke and Gigi to be back. I think they're going to be out tonight. We expect them to be back on Sunday, so expect Wenyan to be in the fold. The big rotation, he's getting a crash course right now, but very impressed with the energy that he plays with, the activity. Mobile big that plays the 4, can play some 5 at times too. But seeing him, playing against him, recently, last year especially, just the activity he plays with, blocking shots, running the floor hard. Guy that's just going to bring infectious energy and hopefully play well off of the group that's been here for a while.
Hey, Coach Lauren Williams from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. The Hawks have held opponents under 100 points or at about 100 points in 4 of their last 6 games. When you watch what's working for them on the defensive end, what jumps out to you about them?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're super active. I mean, they've really committed to taking away the paint. They've really committed to, putting, almost 5 defenders on one side of the floor, down in actions and sending it to the sidelines and using nail tags and bottom weak side guys coming over and kind of daring you to beat them from the 3-point line. And, when we've seen teams have success, they're making the simple play, the spacing behind, pick and roll actions, and trying to find those small windows of getting into the paint. That's going to be the biggest challenge. Obviously, Capella, even, Fernando, big bodies in there, packing the paint. But then when you've got Murray, being pesky on the ball, can disrupt your offense. But I think it's a lot of the help defenders that have really allowed them to clamp down on the defensive side right now. Great. Thanks, everybody.